Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Please come in. There's more coffee here. No, I'm joking. Welcome to personalizing every touch point of the consumer journey. You might think, oh, another personalization conversation here. Well, yes, you're right. But in this case, I really want to talk deeper about what personalization in fashion really is about. And I'm going to address three different topics. Number one, so where are we today with consumer expectations and retail reality? We call it the personalization gap. Number two is why data and what kind of data can be used by you as a retailer to bridge the gap. And number three, how this actually can look like in real life for you and for your consumers. If you think about personalization overall, I mean, personalization per se is nothing really new. We've heard about this all over the place. And, but I hear so many different definitions of what personalization is about. And I think this term, this expression, has been overused over the last years tremendously. So let's think about really a basic definition what true one-to-one personalization really is about. If you think about personalization, the name per se is self-explanatory, right? You think about a person, a single individual, even much more in fashion. And if you think about personalization, how this is really defined, it's about delivering the right content. Content can be a product, can be an image, can be the size. Delivering this in the right context. So you have to meet the person where she is at the moment, looking for the right product. And then at the right time, to the right individual. Don't think about segments and audiences anymore. Think about the individual person. This is what personalization is all about. Everything else is segmentation, building audiences, but personalization is all about finding and engaging with the right individual at the right time, with the right content, in the right context. So when we have a look at consumer expectations per se, we hear about the ever-changing paradigm of consumer expectations. They're growing so fast and so on. While consumer expectations haven't really changed. I mean, if you look at what happened 30 years ago in retail stores and what's happening now online, the expectation is pretty much the same. Consumers want to be serviced, they want to be inspired, they want to be delighted, they want to find the right product, right? And they want to be serviced in the right way, and then they become loyal customers. The main difference that we see today is speed, right? Speed is the factor who's determining consumer expectations today. And speed is happening through the application of technology. We live in the world of technology, and we live in the world of mobile connection. So even with mobile, it's much more accelerating today. So why is that? So have a look what's happening at Amazon these days. And you can also have a look at Google, but I didn't use Google because Google is not relevant for product search in the way Amazon is. You can see that. 70% of Amazon users never click beyond the first results page when they search for a product. 70%. 35% of the users only click on the first product that is featured on the site. So think about it. I mean, people, and especially when we think about people, let's think about the generation Y and Z. Everybody who has been born after or in the year 1980 and later. So the average attention span of this person, of this generation, two completely different generations, has decreased from 12 seconds at generation Y, to 8 seconds of generation Z. So it's getting worse. So the attention span is really an issue. So people are getting increasingly impatient. So and then what you see, what's happening in reality today, I mean, look at email. Email is a great tool to engage with your consumers and provide them with the right product at the right time. But what happens today, all of you experience this today, you're getting serviced with content that is totally irrelevant. I'm getting serviced with jeans that are not available in my size. For me, it's a big problem because my thigh length is, inseam length is 36. I'm getting bombarded with jeans who are not available in my size. Why? It's totally irrelevant. Think about banner retargeting. Everybody has seen this. I mean, I've been looking for jeans, you can see that. I bought a pair of jeans, and I'm getting haunted by these banners all the time. All the time. Why is that? I mean, is it a technology problem? Is it really a technology problem? I don't think so, because technology is there. I think it's a data problem and how data is connected. So and then I finally came to the site. I was looking for something. Okay, I didn't buy it. Then I came back to the site, and then this is a real retail destination. I get to the site, look for men's jeans, and I find 609 products. And just imagine this happening on my mobile phone. And then my attention span, so I'm not generation Y and Z, so maybe my attention span is 15 seconds. So I have 15 seconds to find the right pair of jeans, and then I have a look, not available in my size. Gosh, I'm not coming back. I'm gone. So this is the reality we are facing. All of you are facing today. So why is this so difficult? Why is this such a big problem? Technology is there. You know, we hear all the tech companies, us included, talk about, hey, it's easy. You know, let's do that, no problem. So it's a fast implementation, just a sprint, and you're done. Well, apparently, when you look at retail reality, what is happening today in the retail companies and the brands who are selling online and offline, we see, oh, can you see that? Maybe we should move the chairs around, right? So, 5 main challenges that we see today. Number 1, either data is available or completely disparate, completely distributed across various systems. Number 2, data is not available. Oh, I don't know where my data is. You know, I have a 3PL who's managing all my logistics. They own the order management system. They don't send the data back to us. I heard this. And then, of course, this is what I hear most of the time, also today during this morning. Legacy systems are not connected. They simply don't talk to each other. And number 4, lack of ownership. Who of you who are retailers have a person in the organization who is the head of all data that is in the organization? Is there anyone? I don't see anyone. Okay, so it's a real problem. And then, of course, this is the biggest enemy of any tech company. No time, no resources, no budget. Our biggest enemy is your roadmap. So, because you're too busy. You're too busy to keep up, right? And however, when you have a look at investment priorities of retail executives, the number 1 priority is to improve the consumer experience across channels. This is the number 1 priority for retailers today. And when you have a look what happens in reality, so this is a representative study. 34% of retailers say that they provide a pretty good consumer experience, whereas only 18% of consumers say that they receive an excellent consumer experience. So this is what I would call the personalization gap. This is a gap where we are at. So the ability of retailers to execute and the consumer expectations who are not changing, but they're accelerating through technology and through the rise of mobile. So just setting the context where we are at the moment. So how can this be solved? Reprioritize, hiring more people. I think when it comes to fashion in general, and this is really true to our beliefs as an organization, finding clothes and shoes, of course, you should love, or you love, should be really inspiring, effortless, frictionless, should be just easy. I go to a site, find something, 60 seconds to sell, checking out, done. This is what consumers expect, and this is what we believe should be accomplished by any retailer. So, and when it comes to fashion, people really have, in general, overall, people have an intrinsic desire to be true to themselves. We are all individuals. We are not a segment of 50, we are a segment of 1. And when it comes to fashion, really, it's all about the individual details. When you think about details, and we heard this today, earlier, it's all about the data. And the data, and why is that data? Because data unlocks the connection between an individual, a person, a consumer, however you name it, and the products they would love and keep. When you think about data, so let's dive a little bit deeper into data. Let's take the next layer. When you think about data, think about 3 different dimensions that are really necessary to personalize the consumer journey. Number 1, you deeply need to understand your consumer. Who is she? What does she like? I'm going to talk about all these 3 dimensions a little bit later. It's about product. How much information do you really have about the product, about the fashion product? I'm not talking about a generic product. And what did you learn from the transactions? When you bring them all into play in a scalable way with data science and AI, then you are able to personalize. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into all of these elements. Think about product data. So think about this dress, for example. This dress usually has on a retail website a product description, ideally nice images, and it has a size chart. But the size chart doesn't say anything because there's no universal size chart available on the planet at the moment. Every size is different from every brand. So this is not enough to personalize. From our perspective, this dress has more than 50 or 60 different attributes. It's about the fabric type, the stretch type, fiber type, neck fit type, the neck collar type, closure method, closure type, and so on and so on. So why is this important? Because every single detail of this product is a signal. And when you want to scale personalization and AI, through AI, AI needs signals. And every signal is a detail that tells something about the user who buys that product. Think about colors. So denim. So this is a pair of jeans, probably 5 different colorways, black, indigo flex, medium, stonewash, rigid, and so on. Can be attributed to 2 different color families and several different washes. So you have 15 different data points who tell something about, that says something about the product. And when you think about sizes, well, you need to normalize the sizes, otherwise the user doesn't really understand your size chart. Let's think about the user overall. So in the retail world today, many retailers have a very isolated view on their consumers. They know about click streams, like views, purchases, returns, address, email address, that's about it. But that doesn't really say much about who she really is. It says something about what she does, but not who she is. Wouldn't it be great if you think about additional data? Have you ever asked your consumer about additional data? Hey, tell us more about how old you are, like age range. Tell us more about your height. Do you want to talk about your weight? Do you want to talk about age? What is your typical inseam? What are the brands and the styles that you usually like? Right? Why don't you engage with your consumer in that way? It should not be that hard if you have loyal consumers. So let's talk about Helen. I don't know how many Helens are in the room, but this is absolutely not related to you. So please don't feel offended. So this is Helen. Helen created a profile, and Helen is about 25 to 30 years old. She considers herself as an average torso, an average size, with thin calves, quite a high foot arch, and with a regular inseam of 30 inches. So this is what we know about Helen. So can we do anything with that? Not really. So if you put another layer on top of that, let's analyze Helen's purchasing behavior. Helen just recently bought a drapey top from J.Crew in size M. It's one of her favorite products. She also bought leopard heels from Kate Spade in size 8, and one of her favorite jeans is the skinny jeans from Levi's in size 27. However, she also bought a black coat from Old Navy, and she returned it because she didn't like the fit. So this is what we know about her. This is what we know about her, who she is, what she did, what she bought. And then when you want to really understand the details behind this, this is when the product details come into play. right? When you analyze all the products that she has in her closet, that she bought, that she returned, that she favorited on your site, or that she likes, that she keeps, and when you take all the details of the product and put this back to the person, you are able to predict what she might like in future. If you don't have the details of data, you might find it challenging. So connecting consumer preferences, connecting product data, detailed product data, and connecting this to the purchasing behavior really enables one-to-one personalization. And the way how you can make this in a scalable way is take all the data, use data science, use AI, this is what we do, and put the right recommendation, the right product at the right time, in the right context, in the moment, right? It has to be in the moment, real time, in front of her. And then you massively increase the chance that she really buys a product, and that she keeps the product, and that she doesn't return the product. Returning products is a massive problem in the industry today. I think at this Sustainability Summit you talked about this as well, right? So that returns is a massive issue. Why do people return products? The number one reason I think is it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit nicely, and it's not working that way. They don't feel confident in what they buy, so they buy the same product, 2 sizes, right? It happens very often, it happened to me as well. So when you are able to decode the product details, consumer preferences, and transaction and put this into context, then you are able to personalize the entire consumer journey. It starts with awareness, with personalized ads. You can much better do retargeting and email marketing. Think about consideration. When you come to the site and you only see products that are either available in your size or in the style that you might like, that you don't see 600 pair of jeans that are men's jeans that are maybe not relevant to you. When it comes to purchase, of course, size determination is a big topic, but this is only one piece, right? It would be great to pre-select what this person, when you know more about the person, what this person actually is intending to buy. When it comes to service, think about not only online, think about the people in the store. We talked about store engagement earlier today. We talked about, also think about the call center agents. If they're able to engage, hey, have you ever shopped with us? Can you tell us more about your customer ID? And then boom, it all comes up. Oh, these are her past purchases. This is what she returned. These are her favorite items. This is what she has in her closet. So this enables the associate in the store and in the call center to come up with a personalized recommendation, right? People in the store usually have a very good sense of what their audience really knows, likes, because they know them, and they know every single detail about them. So this is really AI in a small world, and you just remind ourselves what AI really is about. AI is about simulating human behavior, nothing else. This is what we are trying to do with that. And this is also what we are trying to do at TrueFit. So the question then is, if you think about the whole cycle, is there any technology out there who can solve all these problems? No, I'm joking. It's not us, right? So there's not a single technology out there who can really solve all these problems. But you see all these technologies on the left-hand side. So you need to think about these technologies who are connecting to data to provide better personalized experience. We have one partner here, actually, by the way, iMirror. They show how you can use consumer data and our data platform actually to improve the customer experience. And there's more than that. Snaps, for example, they're not here today. Conversational commerce, chatbots, is really getting more important. So if you take the data and augment other technologies, then you are, I think, on a pretty good way. In a very simplified way, you have all these different, applications, and you have your consumer on top. But what is usually missing, I don't know if you can see that, it says data, is the data layer at the very end, at the very bottom. If you don't have the data layer who's collecting all that and is engaging with applications, providing experiences, then how can you serve as a consumer? Applications are usually completely scattered across the way. Every application is hosting different data, they're not connected. Think about a data layer who is connecting all these applications, providing consumer experiences. This is a very simplified way to put it, but this is the most relevant way, and the data layer is missing. That's the reason why we talk about the age of data platforms. Most of you heard about DMPs, right? Data management platforms. This is a big term now, and it is a term. It is relevant for a reason, because there's none of these applications who can host all this data together. Think about the data layer. And the data layer is also providing potentially AI or augment others, and other applications have AI and algorithms as well. Key takeaways. So the personalization gap between consumers and retailers is accelerating. The divergence is getting bigger and bigger, even though the basic intrinsic expectations haven't changed. It's just the speed that has changed. And to better personalize the consumer experience, it's all about understanding consumer data, product data, the right product data, the right consumer data, and transactional data. And then think about the next step to take this into action. Really think about the data layer, the data platform that you need underneath everything to power the systems you already have in place or you might want to replace one day. And with this, I'd like to thank you, and over to you, Kili. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to a couple of questions
on
Slido,
okay.
if that's okay. Yes.
Sure.
So first up, can intricacies of style and whimsy of individual be decoded by data points?
Sorry, what was the question?
Can intricacies of style and whimsy of individuals be decoded by data points?
Yes.
Fantastic.
It was a closed question, it's a closed answer.
Okay.
Right? So.
How can smaller brands provide a personalized online experience without big budgets for new technologies?
Well, I think first of all, when you are a small brand, as a small brand, you have a big opportunity because you can start many things from scratch. When you are a big brand, you usually have a lot of legacy systems. So first of all, I think that's a good thing when you are a small brand. I think you need to start somewhere, right? So I would think about the most relevant channel for you and focus on that one first. And I think the two most relevant channels to really start is number one is email marketing, and number two also is provide confidence in size and fit. I think you absolutely need that, and this is really, these are two low-hanging fruits and low investment areas. And if you have that, you can start and go from there into any other direction.
Brilliant. Just one more. I read a lot about personalized platforms such as Thread for menswear and Stitch Fix for women. Do you think this is the future of shopping?
I think it is an important part of shopping, definitely, because it takes the whole concept into a website, you can say, in a very personalized way. So this is a concept that has ever existed in retail already, and they take this to online. And I think this is a part of the future, definitely. These concepts will evolve even further. And I really like those concepts because they take this whole element of understanding the consumer, who are you, and then matching this more in a man-made way, sometimes in an automated way, to the styles they have in stock is definitely the right way of doing that.
Brilliant. We are out of time, but I know that you and the rest of the team have the stand downstairs in the lounge. So
yes,
if anyone wishes to speak to the team, which I recommend you do, go and talk to them down there. But thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.